On September 4th, AD 476, a man named Odoacer deposed the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire, Romulus Augustulus. 17 years old, named for the founder of Rome and the first emperor of Rome, he reigned for less than a year. Odoacer sent the imperial regalia to Constantinople and told the Eastern emperor there was no longer any need for a second emperor in the West. Rome had not ended with a catastrophe. It had ended with a resignation. And Odoacer, the man who ended it, he was a barbarian, a Germanic chieftain, son of one of Attila's officers. He did not destroy Rome. He simply noted that it had already become something else, and stepped into the vacancy. What came after was not a dark age of ignorance and ruin. It was transformation. The Visigoths ruled Iberia and southern Gaul. The Franks ruled northern Gaul. The Ostrogoths ruled Italy under Theodoric, a king who had been raised in Constantinople and spoke Latin and admired Roman governance. The Vandals held North Africa. The Burgundians held their corner of what had been Roman territory. These kings sat in Roman cities. They used Roman administrative structures. They employed Roman lawyers to write their law codes. Their churches were Roman basilicas. Their monks preserved Roman manuscripts. Their bishops corresponded with Constantinople. Rome had not died. It had been absorbed, transformed, inherited. The peoples Rome had called barbarians, the people it had feared, hired, traded with, betrayed, fought and ultimately could not control, they did not end civilization. They became it. They built the kingdoms that became France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Portugal, England. They merged with the Roman populations they governed. They adopted Latin. Many converted to Christianity. Their blood and Rome's blood mixed over generations, until there was no longer any clear line between what was Roman and what was not. Rome called them barbarians, but the truth, the full, complicated, difficult, human truth, is something else. The Goths and Vandals, the Franks and Huns, the Alans and Burgundians and Lombards were not Rome's destroyers. They were Rome's inheritors. They walked through the ruins of the ancient world and built something new from what remained. They carried Roman law into the Middle Ages. They carried Christianity into the forests of northern Europe. They carried the memory of empire into the consciousness of the continent. And in doing so, imperfectly, violently, magnificently, they created the world we live in. Narrator, final words. They were not savages. They were not monsters. They were human beings, desperate and ambitious, brutal and honorable, frightened and fierce, caught in the grinding collapse of one world and the painful birth of another. Rome called them barbarians, but the world they made from Rome's ruins is the world we inherited. End of script. Total estimated word count, approximately 3,400 words. Estimated running time at 150 p.m. documentary pace, 22 to 23 minutes.